Hi everybody, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost, and today you want to have some fun with just some plain old paper and some folding methods and explore an old classic design and have some new fun with it? Let's do it. This is the old classic famous folded envelope from a paper, but we're going to do some twists and tricks on it just to give you some new spark and some new fun. Maybe you've already done things like this, or maybe this is new to you, but jump on in and let's have some fun. All right, so let me show you some very basic prototypes that are very easy and anybody can make. And this is the first one that I made. What I took was a piece of stationery that I had, just a regular piece that looked something similar to this. Okay, but you can also use regular scrapbook designer paper. The thinner stuff will work better. It's just more compliant when you're doing multiple folds. And I just clipped it with a colored paper clip. I used some alcohol inks on some paper clips. I put them in a plastic bag and rolled them around with some alcohol ink and then spread them out on some paper and let them dry, and they came out kind of cool. I've been working with inks today. Yep. Okay, so here's the stationery, and it opens like this. And it opens like that, and I've gone to town inking this one, and this is how I folded it so that I could get the right shape and size. But you can write on this, and you could actually write on this side too. So it gives extra writing space for a person who may be perusing a journal, and this is something that could be clipped into a journal. Any of these can be clipped into a journal. You can use a paper clip. You can use this paper clip that closes and clip it onto the page of a journal, something like this. Okay. And that would work very well. These are very thin, fun to use. Just something to spice up a page or put in a tuck or a pocket. This is the second one that I made, and what I started with was actually a piece of origami paper, but it doesn't have to be origami paper. It could be copyweight paper as well. It's just a 6x6 square, and I thought, well, let me see if we can play with something with a 6x6. So I made a very simple version. And basically it just does, oops, I glued it together. It just does this and opens up, and that gives you extra writing space. I just put a little stamp there and had some fun with the colors and the multiple color inking. And I did the crinkle technique, which is so much fun. If you haven't tried that, I highly recommend it. It's totally fun. I'll show you a little trick with it, which makes it easier. You'll get better impressions. And here's the back. And so that's just a very simple fold, nothing complicated about that. And here's the last one. Of course, I have to use a book page because that's what I do. So I took a book page. It was actually a magazine page out of some kind of, this had to do with motors, but I thought it was kind of cool for some reason. And I'm making a darker journal right now, kind of a mystery journal, and I thought it might go in something like that. So I put a sticker on the front that says airmail. And this one I also glued a piece of paper to the inside because this particular magazine was very thin paper, and the extra page glued onto it just gives it the structure that it needed. So that is that. And what I did was, I don't know if you had a chance to look at my vintage ephemera digital kits yet, but this is one of the images from it, and I shrunk it down, and it's a little envelope with the matching letter that actually came with that envelope. And I just thought it might be fun to put a letter on a letter, so that's what I did. You can just cut that out and make a little pocket out of it and tuck it in. Just trying to show you different ways that you can use those things. And on the back, I just left it plain, just with some general inking. And I put this little, it's a little dangle anchor, or not anchor, a sailing wheel, kind of a ship wheel. There we go. Yes, I know what I made. All right, so let's move the pretty background, roll up our sleeves, and get to it. Yeah, let's get dirty. It's going to be a dirty one. It's going to be an inky one. Ink it, ink it, ink. Let's get right to it. All right, so let's make them in order. Okay, I made this one first. So this paper, if you're looking for measurements, if you have just regular scrapbook paper, this is copyweight paper. It just happened to be stationery paper. It's approximately, I'd say, about 10 1/4 by 7 1/4. You can make these any size. It'll just change the size of your finished envelope, but it's all good. And so what I like to do with these is I like to crumple them up. So let's do that. And here's the trick. We crumple them up, but sometimes we're nervous to give it the final squeeze because we think it's paper and it's going to break, and it might. But what I recommend is giving it a really good squeeze. And the reason why you do that is you want sharp creases, because it's the sharp creases that really pick up the ink when you run the dauber over it. You really want that old antique pirate paper look. Yeah, give it a good old squeezeroo. You'll get more sharp peaks to these valleys. Okay, flatten it all out. Flatten it all out. All right, now I'm going to use today walnut stain distress oxide and my little dauber. And I think you guys know, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. I put links to all my favorite supplies and things that I like to use a lot in the description box down below. You're going to find a link to my Amazon store as well as a link to some of the individual products there. But if you want to just do one click and look at everything, just click on the Amazon store. It's the easiest for you. But you'll find this stuff down there. You can also get this stuff at, your Hobby Lobby, Michael's, online, Amazon, eBay, that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for it, go where you can get the best deal for yourself. I highly recommend that. Okay, so I'm just going around the edges on the outside, and there's going to be there's a fair amount of inking with this little project, but if you like inking, and I find it very relaxing actually now. I used to not like it as much for some reason, but for some reason now I'm finding it very zen-like. There's something very peaceful about just going around and putting the ink down. Okay, so we got the inside and the outside done, and now we're going to do some basic folds. Okay, so we're going to see what's the top. That doesn't really matter. Okay, so we are going to make our little top. Okay, now we can do this multiple different ways, but I think we're going to do this. We're going to back it off a little bit, and the reason why is because if I could fold, actually I could just fold it up like this. This will be fine. Yeah, let's do that. All right, there we go. Okay, so I pull this down. Now sometimes you find, this is what happened to me before. Sometimes you'll find that when you do it just like this, where it looks like everything's going to work perfectly, you make the one fold up from the bottom and this is going down. It keeps a very long nose, or the front flap gets longer than your page. You can back it up a bit and fold it on top, which kind of handles that, but then you have sort of weirdo edges here. See the weirdo edges? So if you don't want the weirdo edges, what you can do is you open it back up, and see this is that kind of an angle. You want to make it a smaller angle. Yeah. So go like this, and that's why I got those funky looking little flaps on the side. So if you do that, and you cut it in like you do it about half as far as you went down last time. I'll show you. So you can see where the original fold is, but you can see now where I folded it to. Okay, so now when this comes down, it's going to land, where's my fold, on this base piece. It's not going to go beyond. So those are some different things that you can play with. Here's what the original one looked like. It all depends on the depth of your fold. Maybe I could do this one a little bit more, get a little bit more of an anchor there. Let's try that, or a flap there. So you kind of just massage it a little bit until you get something that looks like the envelope that you would want to have. And these envelopes are not sealed on the sides. There's no gluing involved with this. This is all just inking. Okay. There we go. Down the side. I forgot a side. That happens. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink my folds that I made. And you can use a bone folder if you want to get more distinct folding. It will help, especially when you've got a... And you can also do the folds before you wrinkle it up. Either is fine. Both will work. Both roads lead to Rome. So inking there and inking here. Okay, now I'm going to fold backwards. Okay, just ink that. And I'm going to fold this one backwards because I like that look. I think it's a cool look. Lots of weathering on these fold lines. All right, so we have that, and we have this. Whoop, forgot one there. Now you could totally leave it as is and not do any further inking, but I just want to show you some fun things that you can do with your ink pads and your daubers and such. Okay, so I like to use multiple colors, but we're going to start with brown, and I'm just going to go in. This is why I want those sharp valleys and peaks to my little mountain papers here, because it really picks up the ink when you do that. Okay, it doesn't have to be even all over. Some areas can be heavier than others, just like natural wear would occur on paper. And you can or cannot choose to do the inside. I like to do it. You can do it just a light bit, so they have like light writing space to work with still. or you can kind of go to town and go a little crazy. I recommend doing it in 2 different directions too, because you're going to pick up different peaks and different valleys in different, by using different directions. So you want to use different directions. Let's also fold. Wherever we have a fold, we're just going to ink it. All right, and there's one there. That's it, right? Sure. Okay, we got that one. All right. Now we can have a little bit of fun with this. We can bring in another color. And let's see, I haven't used pink yet. Let me use pink because I used blue and I used a burgundy color. But let's whip out the pink and see how it goes. Okay. What I recommend is focusing on the corners. Get the corners. They don't have to be perfect. This is a very random inkaroo. Okay. Just ink till the cows come home on your corners. It's kind of fun. And then maybe little air. I should really put something underneath me here. I'm gonna ink all over the place. Just on these little, like wherever you, it's like a cornerish thing. You know what I mean? And then what I call, this is what I call the random. Okay. So I would, maybe on these folds, I would just do a random here and here. And maybe a random here and there, but not over here. And that kind of thing. So now I just maybe go through. I like to do this one. On one thing as I come through, and I'll just do roundies on one side. And that way there's dispersed color, but it's very random throughout the page. And then the other side, just for the heck of it, I like to do the diagonal. And oh, let me do my corners. Okay. Makes it look weathered. Okay. These are just easy, quickie techniques that are kind of fun on those little folds. Doot, doot, doot. None of these are mandatory. These are all optional. Just a couple of marks there, here and there, random splotcheroos. Okay. And now we're going to go for the official diagonal move here. Okay, so I'm just, you know, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. It's just, you're just laying down the color. Yeah. Okay. So now I've got something that looks like this. Okay, so it's a little random. Little pinkish, little yellow, you got all sorts of things going in here. So it's very pretty. All right, so now, see if we can still see our folds. They're over here. So let's go ahead and fold up our little envelope again, the way it's going to live. And then the person can unfold it when they get it. Okay, and they'll be surprised. They're going to see a nice little writing space in there, which is kind of cool. What do I got here? I've got the definition of a cherub. So let me put this here, and you can stamp a little message. You can glue a little something on the inside. I think I'm just going to stamp this little definition of a cherub. It's kind of cute. Just give it a little focal point. All right, down. I'm the world's worst stamper, so I'm sure I do everything wrong here, but I think it looks kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. All right, but I have fun, so that's all that matters. These are my toys, and I'm going to play with them. Okay. All right. Very expensive heat gun there I'm using. I think you can figure that one out. Okay. Don't always have to have the expensive tools to have fun, right? That's right. So there, and I just put a little paper clip on her. And let me just grab one from my old bucket O's. My bucket O's. What's that one? Well, that's kind of cute. Well, I'll just put a small one on here. So I have this one. It's a little envelope. It's a little envelope. It's a little elephant. And I'm just going to clip that closed like that. So that can be tucked or tucked into a pocket or clipped onto a journal page in a junk journal. So that's kind of fun. And you could do more decorating to the outside, but I think that's kind of cool the way it is. And okay, so that's those two. Now we're doing on time. Okay, we're good. So this is a very simple one, and I just wanted to show you this because a lot of us have 6x6 papers. And this happens to be an origami paper, and that's the basic fold. So this one, we will do the fold first, and then we'll go ahead and decorate it. So I just grabbed a random one. Here's a pink one. And okay, so this one I actually did bring down together to meet. So I'm gonna do the folds first. Your choice, there's no right or wrong. It's just a different way of doing it. And then I'm leaving this as the downside. So this is that part. See that? Okay, so you could leave it white, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to get your fingers inky and have some inky fun, let's go to town. Okay, so let's make the final top fold here. So that's going to go nicely, and these seem to fit nicely. I mean, I think that looks like a nice little envelope, right? And you could actually decorate the back with a stamp and an address and something here, and that would look very cute too. But we're going to just take it in a little bit different of a direction this time. And let's go ahead and ink it all up around the edges. Then we'll crumple. Where's my brown? Here it is. Oh, that pink, if you were wondering, was worn lipstick. And this one back to walnut stain. Okay. All right. And this is exactly how I did the other one. I did the outside first, and then I went and crumpled later because I just wanted to see if it would make a difference. And it doesn't make a whole heap of beans difference in the end. Now, oh, what was that? I was trying to think. Oh, there was a word the other day that we use a lot, and I was wondering what it was. I can't think of what it is now. Oh well, brain's going. Oh, if it comes to me, I'll share it. All right. Carrying on with the procedure here. Very easy. You can use any kind of paper to do this, although if it's too thick, it's going to be harder to fold into your envelope form, so I'd probably stay away from a cardstock or something super thick. But a little thicker would be nice, like a resume paper or a linen paper, something like that would be very, very elegant. So you can make these fun and whimsical, or you can make them you know, just classy and elegant, and you can make these any way you would like. You can make them themed to go to into your journals, depending on what theme you're making. Or you can make them generic, and then as you make your journal, you can develop the theme by adding certain elements, certain stickers or stamps, or however you decide to decorate it. And I don't use decorated paper a lot, and I have a lot of it sitting here, so I thought I should pull out some and just use some, because I thought maybe you guys might have a bunch sitting around too. You know those, you go to Tuesday morning and they have all these great deals on all the pretty paper, and next thing you know, there it comes home. Yeah, and you're in big trouble. Now you got to figure out where to put it. And so pretty much anything that you use the book pages for, you can use regular scrapbook paper for too. So that's kind of nice. Gives you options. All right, so we have that, and we folded that, and now we have this. So I thought this is where we crumple. Okay, so even though this is a little delicate origami paper, I'm giving it the serious crump. Okay, see that? That was a serious crump. All right. You can be gentle when you're taking it apart. It's okay though. It says, you know, hey, I'm okay. I'm still here. I'm still standing. Flatten it out just so you know where your boundaries are. And then flip it over, and let's do some inking. So I'm going to start with my brown. I'm just going to go one direction first, doing the ups and the downs first, and then I come across this way. And this all depends how deep you want to take it, but I'm just going to show you so you can get a good idea here. If you go the other way, in other words, if I go left to right and then I go right to left, you're going to bring out even more definition. So you can get some, if you don't like it this wrinkly, don't crumple it as much. But if you do, go to town. Go to town. What town are we always going to, huh? I hope it's a nice town. Okay. I hope they have crafters. That would be awesome. be very convenient. All right. I'm just going to make this a little darker because I want to knock down some of the brightness to make it look a little bit more antique-y. Now this one I could maybe do a little, I don't know. I could do that. I'll actually do the whole thing because this is going to be folded over. Okay. Yeah, so I'm knocking it down, and that's a quick way to antique look anything, just using the old brown ink dauber and running it over stuff. I'm going to load it up a little more so it picks up on my peaks and valleys. Okay, see that? See how that brought that right out? Yeah. Lightly running it over the peaks and valleys. Lightly running it over the peaks and valleys. I got to stick with my own technique when I go hodgepodge. Doesn't work as well. Okay. Okay. So there we go. So that's much more knocked down, not so in your face pink. And now I have this on this side. Let's see, what else do I have in there? I've got a little green going on. That might be kind of cool. Where's my green? Okay, here's my forest moss. Yep, forest moss. And okay, where's my inker? Here it is. Got it. Got it. Okay, we're at 19, we're perfect. Okay, all right. So this is gonna show, so I'm just gonna do a little there, do a little this way. Okay, I'm not gonna do the whole thing, I'm just gonna do some areas. Yeah, oh, the corners, right. See, forgot my own technique. Okay, just a little there. There's no real official way to do this. I'm just making this up as I go. No, I do generally do the corners because they have wear, and just do some random spots elsewhere. And that's got lots of color on it already. Do I want to put green? I'm just going to put some green there. That's it. Maybe some there. Yeah, okay, that's enough. That's enough. Okay, we've got plenty of color on there. And the fingers are nice and inky. So, okay, so let me go ahead and put a stamp up at the top corner there, because that's going to, when they open it up, I like to have a little focal point there. That's optional. You can put them anywhere. It doesn't matter. But I thought with this one, I would like to, oh, there's honey creeping by. Hi, honey. I'm going to put that there so they can see that when they open up. And then when this folds down, you can totally leave it as is, or you could put two little surprise somethings here. So I think I'm just going to put this guy there. I'm going to put this guy there. Okay. And now we have that. And that's kind of cool. So all they do is open it up and they've got writing space, which is awesome. All right. So that's how you can use a 6x6er. And I put a button here with a little something. So let me grab a button. A nice flat button would be good. All right, let's just take our chances. I just grabbed a handful and find somebody who looks good in here. Oh, you're kind of cool. I think I can dirty you up a little bit. I think this is a fabric button. That would just look so cute on there, wouldn't it? Let's go ahead and do that. All right, I did on this one, I put a little underlayment. He's got a little piece of fabric. Oops, that too close. Fabric underneath. But this one, I think he's gonna go just like that. And this one, I also put the string through. But this one, I think I'm just going just as is. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And here we go, gluing. And we're gluing. All right. Oh, sorry. This is Fabrifix glue. It's a all clear silicone glue. Works great. Works like hot glue without having to deal with the hotness. At least that's how I feel it's been in my experience. It just grabs and you're done. And there's no fuss, and you do have a second or two to rearrange if you want, but it's a really good strong grab, and you can get moving onto your next project. So that's what that guy looks like in the end. He's kind of cute, huh? All right, so we have him, those two, and then our last little guy, how many minutes? Yeah, we're totally got this. All right, it's gonna be this guy. Now, I kind of showed you this page. I'm gonna use this page. It's a big, back up a little bit so you can see, a big magazine page. And move everybody out of the way here so you can see the folding. All right, and what I did was I tore off the white around the edges, and I just used, this is going to make a bigger envelope, obviously. And you can make it as small as you want to. You just tear off more paper. And this is an old thing from a 1950s magazine. And I just thought, I wanted torn edges. I might have to sacrifice you. Sorry, graduate, but you're going to go. There we go. It's a little bit thin, so with the crumpling and everything, my other previous one did start to fracture, and that's why I pulled in the extra paper. I can't pick up that little piece of paper. Okay. Let me just show you the prototype again. That is why I stuck an inner piece of paper to strengthen it. So that's what we're gonna do now. How much wider are you? Yeah, you're quite a bit wider. That's okay though, we'll just make you big. We will, that's what we'll do. All right, so here's some coffee dyed paper. And I tore around this one, so let me do the same. So I can show you exactly what I did. Don't want you to miss anything. Big excitement here, I know. And all right, going around this side, going around that side. I'm just trying to take the line stuff. I think this is like paper when you're learning how to write, you know, when you're in grammar school. I thought there was a name on it. Yeah, it says something, some kind of school, Cambridge, nope, Calvert School. Okay, sorry, I don't have my glasses on, and I should. There they are. All right, let me put them on. Life will be better for all of us. Okay, now I would recommend inking now before you glue down, because it'll be a lot harder to ink once you glued it down. All right, did I grab the right color? Yeah, okay. Just doing some inking around the edges. And I'm using the walnut stain here because it's a little bit deeper brown, darker brown than the vintage photo, and it really makes things pop. So I thought that would be kind of fun to use. Now I think I'll keep this one dark, mystical, deep colors in general. All right. Maybe you need to be a little thinner. I feel like you're a little chub. All right, let's remove some chub. If it was only this easy in life, right? Whew, gone. Yep, that would be nice. All right, so what's going to be on the outside here? What do I have? Oh, maybe I want to put that on the inside. And that would be nice contrast, and that could be the outside. Or maybe I should have that on the outside. That's kind of cute. All right, we'll put that on the outside. Yeah, and I need to ink around here. All right, going around around the town. Everybody's down. Not singing today for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe that's a blessing. Probably going, oh, thank God. We'll let the birds sing today. How about that? All right, so that is good. I've probably got a little extra there, but it's all right. I think it'll be fine. I have no idea what's going to happen, actually. Let's just do it and see what happens. All right, so I am going to take my Fabrifix, and I'm just going to run a thin line around the edges. Yeah. And you can control this pretty well. You can even get like a tiny line, which is sort of nice. Not as small as with the art glitter glue, but an art glitter glue will work fine here as well if you want to use a wet white glue. Any glue will work to glue paper to paper, so you'll be fine no matter what you got. You got flour and water. You can make it happen. I remember using flour and water. Does anybody remember using flour and water as glue? We used to make our own homemade glue, and it was kind of weird, but we did it. You know, like it was weird feeling glue, and we kind of, you know, it wasn't the greatest glue in the world, but hey, we did it. And okay, so now we're gonna do the crumple. All right, here we go. So hold your breath. I don't know what's gonna happen. This is where my other one started to fracture and break on me, so I'm hoping if I back it a little bit first, then I won't have the problem. I'm giving it serious crumple squeeze here too. Okay, let's see what we got. Dun, 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 dun. All right, there, not too bad. All right. Okay, now let's see what we got on this side. Did I do the inking? I did some of it. It's like I pooped out. I did one side. Oh, just lost my glue mat there. That's okay. Lord knows it went onto the craft room floor. Lord knows what's down there, right? My God. Whole entire project's waiting to happen in pieces down there if I would just collect them all. Sometimes I do that. I'll just take what's on my desk or what's on the floor and just make stuff out of it so I can use it up and get it out of my way. And sometimes the best stuff comes out like that. You know, it's random. If I just tore a little bit, I think that's going to be okay because it's a very ratty looking paper. But if it's you know, detrimental to the integrity of the piece, then I will washi tape it, which can look kind of cute too. All right, so there we have that. Okay, so this one apparently I crumpled first before I officially envelope folded, but let's see how this goes. Okay, bringing you together here and folding. There. And then putting this down and folding using a bone folder here. If you don't have that, you can just use the edge of your scissors. Okay, something like that. And now we're just going to come up from, I could make a very tall envelope. Let's see how this one might be a very tall envelope. Or tall, like a big envelope. Yeah, I think this one is going to be a big envelope. Look at that. How cool is that? Okay, so of course I have everything going the other way, which maybe if I do it like this, it'll be the right way. Let's just try that. Let's just try that. All right, getting our little noses together here. Wow, are we on time? 29. Okay, gotta hurry it up. Nerp, nerp, nerp. Okay, put the bottom up. Okay, so now that looks right. All right, looking better. Oh, that's the right way now. Okay, everything is good. Okay, so we're gonna quickly ink around. Okay, you're going to see me do the supersonic fast inking maneuvers here. Oh, not for the weak of heart. This is called cheater inking. Okay, did that. And do the inside folds. Here. Okay. Cheater inking alert. Here. Okay, there we go. Hey, it's all good. And all these little folds here, right? Yep. We do this one. You don't have to go this fast. Okay. And then we're just going to fold this little guy down. Ink all around there. Ink all around there. And then you're going to go straight up. And you're going to come straight down. And we've got a cute, adorable little envelope out of a magazine page with writing space on the inside. And you can use college rule paper in there. You can use whatever you like. Now I happen to have another, this is a sheet from another of the vintage ephemera book digital things. I'm going to get a bigger, so I think we're just going to cut out this little, how are we doing on time? Okay. So this is what I might do with one of these. And these are kind of fun. Just cut these out. Not a big fan of fussy cutting, but I will do it. I will do it. Okay. So if it's hard for you to get a hold of ephemera yourself, or if it's too expensive to buy, if you do find it and you're just like, oh man, I just found it and it's way too crazy priced, consider printing out a vintage ephemera digital kit. And that way you can reuse these over and over again. Just print out new sheets. And you can also use them for collage pages and things like that, which are fun. But this is just one example of something you can do. Now, you don't even have to get the exact, I'm trying to show you don't have to be neat. You don't have to get it exact, because if you ink it, then that's going to cover a lot of the evils of the little white bits showing over. So it's coming around here. Let me do that time. Oh, yep. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay. Now, this letter is a little bit bigger than the other one. And, okay, so and there was a natural fold in the letter, so I'm going to fold it. This one's from 1916. And, okay, and you can also ink the inside of this, but this is how this one actually was tucked into the envelope. And this envelope was only this big. This is the actual size of the envelope. It was almost like half size of an envelope, but it was sealed and on all four sides in the back. It was not all four, of course they got the letter out, but you know what I mean. Okay, so now I would just go ahead and tuck this in here. Now this could actually be cute in here. You could make it tuck in this way, or you could tuck it in this way and the whole thing could fold up, but I think I'm going to put it, whoop, that's the wrong one. I'm going to put it, this one, I think I'm going to put it here. I think that might be cute. I might have to fold it one more time to get it to tuck in, but I think that would be really cute. Nope, I think I'm going to do it on the inside. Do I still have time? Am I still here? Okay, maybe I'm just going to glue it right in there. I just think that would pop better. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my two. And there we go. Got the Fabrifix. Got this down, glued. Whoop, put it in the middle, Pam. And I'm just going to tuck that in there like that. So the person actually has a letter to explore when they open this little gizmo. So there.